So, my therapist told me that she was a single mom for like 5 years before she met her next husband. I asked her if she ever went off on her children's father or like argued with him or cussed him out or anything like that. She was like, no. I decided early on that it was easier to do it without him. She was like, I loved being a single mom because I could raise my kids the way I wanted them to be raised.
So basically, let's remove the men because we are strong, independent ladies and we don't need no man. Let's voluntarily become a single mother and raise the kid on our own. But guess what, guys? When it comes to dating, when it comes to the realization that they are going to spend the rest of their life alone, a lot of these girls have problems. And when they jump back into the dating market at 35, 40, 45 years of age, they are screaming from the hilltops, why can I not find a man? Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And guys, on today's episode, we have an absolutely hilarious story for you here today. And we're going to be jumping into it in a minute. But basically, we have a single mother who is out here. She's trying to date and she's realizing that things are very difficult for her. There's a man deficit, if you will. There are no dateable men. She can't seem to even land a single date to begin with. Now, you might be sitting there, you might be thinking to yourself, Taylor, how old is this woman? You know, like why is it so difficult for her? Why are things so hard? Well, let me tell you, my friend, she is 45 years of age trying to return to the dating market. And guys, if you have watched my channel before, you already know my opinion on this, okay? If you are a girl and you go out here, you get married or you have a kid, basically you enter into some form of long-term commitment, you should not be re-entering the dating market. For the life of me, guys, we see all of these divorced women, or we see these single mothers, and they're always asking the question, man, how do I re-enter the dating market? You know, how do I lock down that guy that I really want? And I'm always sitting here thinking to myself, why on earth are you re-entering the dating market to begin with? I have always advocated, guys, since the beginning of this channel, we do not, for the dudes who are dating, okay, do not date single mothers and do not date girls who are divorced. If they are a combination of the two, guys, you know, you need to be running for those hills ahead of time because she will just introduce a whole unique headache to your life. But guys, let's jump into today's story here. I've kind of rambled on long enough, and this is just, I want you guys to try not to laugh when we get into this story. So this is written on a subreddit which I found yesterday. I can't believe I didn't find this subreddit before, man. It's r/single mothers, okay? And she writes here, I can't get a date, please help. And this has the advice wanted tag. I'm a 45-year-old single mother and I just started dating after 10 years. I am on Bumble and Hinge and get plenty of attention. It's definitely confusing how many people just don't write back, seem not interested enough to ask questions in conversation, and how many seem incredibly interested until the day of the date. So honestly, this girl's going out here and what's she trying to do, guys? She's trying to re-enter the dating market. She's trying to find her Prince Charming. So what does she do, guys? She goes straight back to dating applications. Now, girls can afford to go to dating applications. They really can. I don't think that dating applications are healthy for anyone. Whether you're a man or you're a woman. But if you're a girl, you have kind of this buffer where you can go to a dating application because you actually have options there. Men do not have options on dating applications, okay? So when girls go on these apps, yes, they'll get plenty of attention. They'll get hit up from all these sorts of different guys. Like, if you guys have ever watched any of the social experiments that you can find here on YouTube, I know a really good example of one that comes to mind. A YouTuber called Alexander Grace did a video quite a while ago now where I think the two were married, but he basically approached a couple who were friends of his and he did a Tinder experiment with them where he got the wife or the girlfriend, I can't remember if they were married, he got the wife to make a Tinder pretending to be the man, and he got the husband to make a Tinder account pretending to be the woman. And what happened was really obvious, guys. You know, the girl got on the dating application, she got she got no attention because she was the man. And then the man went on the application and he found out that he got tons of attention. So girls, when they re-enter the dating market, it's very tempting for them to go, you know what, I'm going to get on these social media dating applications. But what they come to find out is, yes, they can get tons of attention, but the guys that they want, the men that they really want to hook up with, the guys that they are attracted to, the top percentage of men, well, they're getting hit up by all the other girls anyway. So a man who's getting up by a whole bunch of women, and I have no idea what the hell my friend is doing in this gameplay here, man. This guy is so clueless. I'm gonna have to tell him off for this. What is going on? But, you know, when she goes out there dating, she has all of these options, but she just doesn't want them because she wants the dudes at the top. So what happens is the guys at the top look at this and say, hey, wait a minute. Why would I, if I have options, go and date the single mother who is 45 years of age? This is why that dating is quote unquote hard for you. One, because you're ignoring a bunch of men that you're not interested in. And number two, you're about 20 years too late to actually seriously date people. You are literally so late at this. You could have just stopped the entire question at, I'm a 45-year-old single mother, and I could have told you the solution. The solution was, get your dating out earlier. Find your man earlier in your life. Don't wait until you're 45 years of age and you're a single mother and now you're returning to Bumble and Hinge. But I always find this funny, guys, when girls say, and we'll continue with the story here in a second, she says that, you know, she started dating after 10 years. And I have always said this, but if a girl says that she's been single for 10 years, it doesn't mean that she hasn't been having her fun on the side. It doesn't mean that she hasn't been seeing men. It basically just means, oh, I've been screwing around for the last 10 years with random men, and now I want to find a relationship after 10 years. That's what this means. Like, we as guys, sometimes we'll hear stuff like this and we'll listen to it and we'll think, oh, wow, maybe she was single for 10 years. She was single, but she wasn't really single, if you catch my drift. Let's continue with the story here. I've seriously been trying very hard every day just to lock down a date, and thus far 3 to 4 weeks in, I've had one hookup and 6 dates that have bailed out at the last minute. I haven't actually made it on a proper first date yet. So let me get this straight. The guy who she hooked up with didn't even have to do the dating part, by the way, it sounds like. She says, I haven't actually made it on a proper first date yet. So she hooked up with one dude and then tried to get with 6 guys who she wanted, but she couldn't nail them down for a date. And guys, the solution here is 1, date when you're younger. And number 2, if you think that you can go out there and you can date a guy who you find quite attractive, guess what the problem is? Men do not find 45-year-old single mothers attractive. They really don't. And the guys who are willing to commit to that, the guys who are willing to commit to girls who are 45 years of age and, you know, who have children, they don't have a lot of self-respect, or they don't have a lot of internal boundaries, because it's a bad deal. They don't have a lot of options. It's kind of like the same thing, guys, as if, look, if I was a dude and I earned no money, I had no friends, I was short, I refused to hit the gym, and I smelled bad and I was rude. And then I was going on dating applications and I was saying things like, you know, why won't girls go out on a date with me? There are reasons why, okay? The girls don't want to date you because of what you're presenting, okay? Men do not want 45-year-old single mothers. Absolutely not. But she goes on to say here in all capitals, I do not know what I am doing wrong. I try so hard not to come across as desperate, text too much or too little, or say anything that could be misinterpreted. I've been talking to this guy for over a week. We have a lot in common. We are both solo world travelers. I'm going to come back to this in a second. Campers and hikers. Tonight was supposed to be our first meeting. We had a time and place set up. Then last night he texted me, let me share this brief conversation because apparently I said something wrong, because he fell off right after this and didn't respond today to confirm the date. So let's jump into the conversation and see what went wrong here. I haven't actually read this beyond the first part, and I thought, man, this would make a banging video. So let's jump into the conversation. He says, how was your day? She says, it was good. Just reading now. What did you do? He said, a bunch of work, packed some, had my dad and brother over for dinner, laying in bed watching a movie, want to join. I sprayed lavender all over. This guy, he's not interested in dating this woman. We are 2 messages in, and I can tell you that he's not interested in taking this woman seriously. Okay, yes, he might view her as a hookup, he might view her as some fun here and there, but you can tell literally based off of the second message that this man sent, he views her as just some fun. because that's all single mothers are to a lot of guys. They're not interested in having a relationship with someone who's a single mother who's 45 years of age, because why would they when they can just go for someone else if they have more options? She says, me, packed 4, lavender, fancy, you must be expecting someone. And he says, haha, I have to leave Friday for 11 days for a tour. Nito, where's the tour? And he said, want to join? And she said, yes. I don't know what this means here. And then complete silence. Next day at 11:30, I said, I understand if you changed your mind about meeting, but if you could kindly let me know. And he said, silence. I don't understand. The only thing I can think of is yesterday while I was hiking, I sent him a photo of my heart leaf in my hand, and he responded, autumn. Maybe that was a bad idea. However, he already asked me what my turn-ons are, etc., and shared his. So bedroom fun talk is perfectly fine, but heart leaf, too much. I can't with these men. So what this girl is really having, the problem that she really has here is that dudes are not interested in actually dating her. Yeah, they view her as some bedroom fun. Like, he invited her over this particular night here and invited her over for a movie. But guys, she wants something more. She wants a relationship. She wants a man that's going to take her seriously, a man that's going to sweep her off her feet. Okay, and this is the beautiful part about modern day society, guys. I can only say this so many times, okay? But a lot of girls out here, they are not traditional, but they would like a traditional man. So the dude is expected to go out here. He's expected to take you seriously. He's expected to invite you to, I don't know, maybe a dinner or lunch or share coffee and these things. And he's supposed to date you. He's supposed to court you, romance you, whatever word that you want to use, okay? But you are allowed to, you know, go after these things even though you're a single mother. And guys, I have nothing against this girl, okay? If she wants to go out there, if she wants to chase the single mother, if she wants to, you know, try and have this relationship, good on her, all the power to her. But I don't think it's going to happen. Okay, she might find some dude who's going to simp and who's going to actually have a relationship with her. But again, this is not going to be the quality of man that she actually wants. And the girls have to make a decision. Okay, if you're going to be a single mother and you're going to try and date and you're going to complain about dating, if you actually want to date a man, you have to lower your standards. Maybe the guy who's quite attractive, maybe the guy who, you know, who earns a lot of money, maybe the guy who's incredibly tall. Maybe these guys are out of bounds for girls who have children at 45 years of age. Okay, you've always got to consider, guys, what the other person wants. In the same way that a guy who has a lot of things perhaps not going for him in life, maybe he's doesn't look as good as other dudes, maybe he doesn't hit the gym, maybe he doesn't have friends, whatever the case may be, that guy can't sit there and go, you know what, I want a 20-year-old supermodel and I feel as though I'm deserving of it. Okay, and even though, by the way, so she even highlighted the problem here. The problem wasn't getting the dude to meet up. The problem was getting the dude to meet up for a date, because she could go over to his house. She could meet him up for wherever he wanted, you know, for some bedroom fun before he goes off on his tour thing that he was talking about, or his travels, right? But she didn't want that. She wanted a date. She wanted to be taken seriously. Guys, I was watching... You know, I have a bit of you know, a crawl around here on YouTube, and I look at other YouTube content creators, and I like to see what other people post, because I think a lot of different creators over this side of the internet, even though I might not agree with everything they say, I often think that different creators have good perspectives on these things, or unique perspectives. And I was watching a Steph is Cold video before I started recording this one, man. And it was his most recent one at the time of me recording this, where he was talking about why modern women hate men. And one of the points that he made in that video, guys, is that a lot of these girls, they just want to straight up be lied to, man. You know, they know that the guy is just interested in them for bedroom fun, but they want him to at least pretend that he's interested in dating. They want that sliver of, oh, you know, maybe he's different. And there was a point in the Steph is Cold video, guys, where, you know, the guy was saying, hey, I don't even try and smash girls the first night, because I know that even if they are going to smash me, it's just going to put them off. They want that. They want dudes who are going to lie to them. They really do, guys. I've made this point so many times, but girls will say that they want an honest, caring man, a guy that's always going to be there for them. And who do they chase every single time? Right? It's the liars, it's the scammers, it's the guys who don't treat them well, all of these things. Okay, but guys, let's jump into today's next Reddit story here. And again, I'm surprised I didn't find this subreddit, because here's another absolutely hilarious one from the same subreddit. It is titled Online Dating and Being the Mother of a Daughter. So here we have another girl, and another single mother, excuse me, who's out here, and she's trying to date using online dating. Okay, what a fantastic recipe for disaster. Okay, now this one's a little bit different. Okay, because the guy is just a complete idiot in this case, you know, from what I understand. But let's take a read of what she has to say here. So she says, online dating and being the mother of a daughter, excuse me. Question for the mothers of daughters, she says, with a space bar in between the full stop. Interesting. I have been a single divorced mother since my daughter was 6 months old, and now she is 15 years of age. I've been dating for a good portion of that time, obviously unsuccessfully. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Okay, when the girls say, listen, I've been single for 10 years, I've been single for 7 years, 6 years, 2 years, whatever, it doesn't mean that they're not dating. It just means that they can't lock down a man that they want during this period. She will still be having her bedroom fun. She'll still be meeting up with dudes and going over to some dude's house who's sprayed his room with lavender or whatever the hell it was, right? But she'll still say that, like, you know, she won't typically even say that she's been unsuccessful. She'll just say, I've been single for quite some time now. Let's keep going. I'm in the online world and have some creepy experiences lately. Recently, I made a tentative date with a guy. I messed up. I had so much going on, daughter's birthday celebrations and work and overtime. I literally forgot. I just forgot to cancel. I have never done this. I saw his friend requested me on Facebook a few days later, which I didn't accept, but he sent me a message. Now, I can understand, okay, if things pile up, you've got a kid, you have all these responsibilities. I can understand doing this once, but a lot of these girls, what they're doing is they're chronically guilty of this, where they go out and they mass date these guys and they'll just stand men up just because they can, or just because another deal comes along. Now, I can understand if this is like the woman's first time doing this and it's a complete accident. You know, everybody makes mistakes, but let's keep going. She says, important info, we live in the same small town. I actually responded to his message because I didn't want to totally ghost, and I told him I was a complete a-hole, it was my mistake, and I was sorry. He texts back a screenshot of my address. This guy's insane, man. He tells me, better not do that to any other guys because they won't be as nice as me, as he is, and finding her address is very easy. He tried to make it like he was doing a favor to me. This guy's crazy, man. Never get mad at these girls. Complete waste of your time. I promptly told him any guy could call me certain things and move on, but to find me at my home because I didn't confirm and I missed a tentative date, that just makes him psycho, and I didn't need any favors. I immediately deleted my applications and decided if I made it single this long, I can wait until my daughter is off to college. She stays home alone for periods of time and I am freaked out. Do whatever, but, you know, my daughter, I can't even. I protect myself the best I can. I have a unique first name and anyone is easily able to find me these days. Short of using an alias, I am smart. I am done with online dating. And if I get fortunate enough, look at this, if I get fortunate enough to find a guy who has been vetted through friends and family, well, maybe. Other than that, I'll be an old and lonely hag. Man, she even left, like, I didn't even have to do any roasting. She's kind of done it herself here. It's scary out there. Are there any mothers of single daughters who fear dating for the safety of their daughters? Okay, and I can understand this is a creepy situation. The dudes are just complete weirdo for this. But I just love this story, guys, because the girls will say things like these. You know, I'm done with online dating. I can't seem to find a guy. I would be fortunate if I found a man. And I'm always just sitting here thinking to myself, you could have had your Prince Charming a very, very, very long time ago. But guys, I'm curious to see what you guys think about these particular situations, because obviously I cover these things quite a lot on the channel where we see stories like this, and my empathy for these situations, my sympathy is just about all used up. Okay, that woman at the end obviously was a little bit different because the guy's a complete weirdo. And guys, I'll say this again, okay? If a girl upsets you or she does something to annoy you, like completely waste your time, there is no point putting in your emotional energy and actually getting frustrated at the woman. Okay, don't give her words of aggravation. If you're going to give her any words at all, just say all good, just say okay, and just never talk to her again. Like, if someone's going to disrespect your time, if somebody's going to treat you like a 50th option, okay, and they're just going to be rude to you, or you know, just jerk you around for absolutely no reason, okay? There is no use getting mad at the person. There's no use making weird threats or anything like that, guys. It's better off you just save your time, you save your energy, and you focus on something more productive. But guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our other content creators, Hadan from Peace of Mind and Detective Warg. Their channels will, as always, guys, be linked in the video description. And as always, gentlemen, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.